Welcome to the channel. So this is a video which I've been meaning to do for about a week or even a bit longer actually, about 2 weeks now. So 2 weeks ago I did my first, well not my first, but an ultra marathon with this watch on, the Apple Watch Ultra. And I wanted to do a quick video on how it went. So basically this is a video of how the Apple Watch Ultra survived doing an ultra. Cut a long story short, it wasn't a super long ultra, 50 kilometers, 5 hours and 13 minutes of go, go, go. I did actually have it on a few full GPS mapping with work outdoors. I had music on for probably about an hour of that as well, streaming to my Bluetooth headphones. So it was pretty zingy. Lots of stuff was going on, and I've got to say it went pretty well. I'm gonna go into all in detail in a second, breaking each little part up and how I thought it went. Hopefully it should be good and entertaining and informative. Okay, so first things first, I used the Work Outdoors app for the race. It was the Hertwood 50. So if you know this channel, if you've seen my channel, you would have realized that's what I've been training up for the last sort of 12 weeks up to that event, which was 2 weeks ago. So I used the Work Outdoors app with the map loaded on, which I did test out before, another video as well, which I've done before a few weeks back. It all went perfectly. So first of all, the Work Outdoors app, and I think this is my fault, I've done a video where it had issues where I was having problems with it stuck on the screen, and I think it was my fault because I realized that if you tap it 4 times it locks the screen, and I didn't know that that's what I was probably doing, so I think I was tapping way too many times, locking the screen. So actually it was all fine. I was very, very pleased from how that Work Outdoors app went. Really, really smooth, great application, nicely, all the data, really, really good. And the map worked brilliantly. In fact, I did get lost a couple of times following other people, which actually wasn't the best idea. I should have stuck to the watch because the map was perfect, and that really had it down to the T. I didn't use the native app because I wanted the mapping, and that's why I used the Work Outdoors app. The watch itself, I've got to say, really, really pleased with it. I had no issues with, it was a very cold day, I had no issues with it switching off or me knocking the screen and it pausing, any of that stuff, none of that happened. It was just there on my wrist. The one thing I will say is that obviously the heart rate monitor did not really work very well on this watch here because it was so cold. It doesn't really pick up very well with the optical heart rate sensor there. It doesn't really pick up great when it's really, really cold, but that's the same with all the other watches, my Garmin, Coros, Polar, any heart rate monitor that's been on the wrist, the optical sensor doesn't really work great. In regards to the battery, which is I think probably one of the biggest issues, well, the biggest concerns that people have with this watch here is how does it last with the battery. So, gotta say, spoiler alert, it was brilliant, it was fine. At the end of the whole day, and as I said earlier, with loads of stuff going on with music, with a full map, with a GPS, with it just pinging, with a FootPod as well, my Stride FootPod, that was bouncing up info as well. So the little guy here was working full steam ahead for a good 5-6 hours or so, and at the very end of the day, I think it's about 43% at the very end of the day. So just under half was still there, and that's after all steam ahead, all going with 50 kilometers of hills and elevations. In regards to accuracy as well, pretty much spot on. I think there was a couple of, I don't know, maybe 20 meters, 30 meters out on elevation, but it was well over, I think, was it 4,500 foot of elevation, so it's going to ping out a few things here and there, but it was a slight discrepancy from other people's, maybe it was other people's as well, but accuracy, it got 51 kilometers, so maybe it was just over, maybe it was reading more, but anyway, it worked really, really well in regards to accuracy. So there we have it. So that is a very, very quick video of how the Apple Watch Ultra, this little bad boy here, how this watch survived its first ultra, and I've got to say, very, very pleased because it just did the job nicely. It could definitely do 100, I think, as well, if you were not to ever use it with the music. So don't use the music, and maybe not the mapping as much, and also don't use the FootPod because obviously that does use up more battery. There we have it. I hope that's a very quick, brief summary of how the Apple Watch Ultra did survive in its first Ultra, if that makes sense. Right, thanks for watching, hope that helps. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very, very much. I've got lots more videos coming up very soon about my next future training plans, which I'll go into in my next video. But 2023 will have a slight change of direction, going down a different route of fitness, but still lots of fitness involved. So yeah, all good. Moving more now, every day. Let's go. Right, Merry Christmas, and hopefully see you very soon. That's it. Right, done. I still love this watch.